Alrighty, there we go. We'll see if my announcer bot in my Discord actually makes the announcement. It did.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
Notification too.
Half the time it's
and now it's the great flood is coming. Oh, the emotes are starting. Oh no, they're starting. They're adding reactions.
Oh, I didn't even have the announcement up.
You didn't have it on your channel, I don't think. I was checking it earlier because I had completely forgotten what time I had to wake up for this.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
Cat Person, Mooney, Adina, Neon, Ralph, Canada. Hello.
Howdy.
Hushhund. Hi. Welcome, everybody. Airy.
It's Airy.
Let's see. I think everything should be working correctly. Yes, okay. Chat is going in OBS. Yes, everything should.
Is my audio coming through? I hope it is.
Yes, as far as I can tell, everything sounds good. Anastasia, I know I always look forward to Mondays too, getting to hop on and chat with everybody.
Chat is booming.
So, hello everybody. For those of you who I'm assuming are probably familiar with Liu, he is going to be hanging out with me, and we have some fun things planned. We're going to just start out kind of sitting around and chatting and having a good time.
Because we don't do that enough now, do we?
Yeah, really. Yeah, I never just sit around ananymore. I'm never just home all the time.
Yeah. Stay home.
It's okay. I was a hermit before all this started, so
I was not, and so this is a big change, but we're vibing.
Yeah, I was there's just like one memory that I have of being in God, where were we? I think we were having like a little family vacation in Arizona, and I just remember like this is when I was like much younger, and we had family out there we were visiting, and I was like, I was totally fine. I had my laptop. I would just sit in the house like with the air conditioning on like the whole day, and I just remember my sister was like, she came up to me one day and she was like, "How do you do this all day? I'm so bored. I'm gonna cry." Like, cause my sister is a total extrovert. She's very outgoing, and I am very much the inverse.
Yeah, we've adapted. I feel you've had less acclimating need necessary than I've had, but I've.
Yeah, it seems like most people seem to be doing better than they were at the start of all the lockdowns and everything. So
wait a second, I have an idea. How about I make an announcement in my server about this? I should probably do that.
Niji, yes, it is a bit early. But I didn't want to. I didn't want to have to cut my stream too short because I didn't want. Sometimes people come home early from work and all that at my house, so I just wanted to make sure I didn't have to cut it off for any reason too soon or anything like that. Ella, normally about 3 p.m. Pacific time is when I normally stream, but kind of here and there I'll change it up.
Salem's a big streamer boy.
I know. It's just it's something fun to do. Um, when you're just home all the time now. Plus, I like that. I think it gives some of the people that are here like a chance to have something to do, to come and hang out.
Big old hangout. Well, that's what we've been doing. We've been just hanging out, and so
Yeah.
it's good to expand our reach.
Yeah.
Slightly to more people.
Yeah, it's honestly, I've been wanting to have like you and a couple other people and everything on streams and stuff for a while. It's just, oh my gosh, the audio component of getting somebody else in your stream is like, it's weirdly complicated. You would think somebody would have come up with a simpler way to do it by now, but
You'd think, yeah. I wish that there was some way that we could all like join some kind of, because I know that there's a way you can actually like stream directly the audio out of a Discord call instead of trying to do like your computer's audio share.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen some people do it, and I just don't know how. I just don't know how. And I'm always that guy who's just too afraid to ask because I'm just like, is that possible?
I know.
I always feel like when I'm asking questions about stuff, I'm gonna just like sound like an idiot. So I always am just like searching, because I know there's tons of people who do it, and I just run away. I'm like, I'll be fine. I'll just join someone else's stream.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna freeload off of someone else's hard-earned work.
Yeah, it's like you kind of just have to ramshackle it together.
You do. There's no one nice set pathway of doing it. It's a little sad, but I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better. I mean, I think just the more people do it, like if you think about us, like we never, at least for me, I never thought I'd be on a stream ever at all. Just as a general thing, when I started making my content. And I don't know about you, if you ever had it in mind.
No.
Not
No.
Not anything that you would potentially ever do.
No, when I first started making videos, I was just kind of throwing them on the channel, and I was like, "Here, have this. I'm gonna go buy."
I felt that. Yeah. That was I definitely relate to that feeling. I felt that for a little bit at first, because I didn't really want to interact with people because I was like, oh god, I exist as a person outside of like the content that I make.
I am known.
I am known, and I think that's still become like a on-running joke a little bit. Oh, Liu doesn't exist. Liu's just like even the way I'll sometimes like appear in chats, and be like, Liu crossfades into existence, just like I'm a panel of a video that's being edited, and I am just fading in and out of existence, within random intervals. So,
Mint. I just saw your name pop up. Hello. And yeah, just to answer a couple things I've seen in the chat. Sorry, I can't remember who said them, but somebody asked if we would take any like questions or anything, and yeah, anything you wanna. I can't promise we'll be as attentive to chat as I normally am in a stream, but anything you want to ask or anything.
I'm here to distract you.
Yeah, and I am easily distracted, but feel free to pop anything in the chat.
We'll take some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
And some of you are up real late. I saw the discussion of time zones and everything. I hope you can get some sleep soon. For those of you who are up at a
My favorite dog is a standard poodle. I have to answer that question. I like
uh,
big, fluffy standard poodles. They're the best.
I'm more of a cat person. And even more of a reptile person. um, from an aesthetic point of view, I like huskies. Like the more a dog looks like a wolf, the more I'm generally probably going to like it.
That's
But
a valid opinion.
but as far as like actually like interacting with them, I don't know. I never know how to interact with dogs properly.
You pet them, you idiot. Just pet them. It's so simple.
But it's like, I
Just
don't.
give them all the love in the world that they deserve. It's easy.
With cats, it's like you give them a little scratch and they go away. They do their own thing. And I don't know. Dogs are so present. They want.
The dogs do take a lot of attention.
Yeah.
But they're good though. They're good though. Dogs are good.
They take the energy that I do not have.
Yeah. Okay, do you see any other questions you want to grab? Or I didn't see.
Somebody asked if Sevagon asked if we had picked up any new hobbies during quarantine.
Ooh, yeah, I definitely have.
Here, you can take that one first because I think my answer is more boring.
Oh well, I've taken up music production actually as like a serious thing that I'm doing. And I guess I cook a lot more than I used to.
I think
so yeah, those are the two things for me.
For me, I really honestly like my motivation kind of tanked when the whole thing started. So I kind of went into energy conservation mode. Yeah, so I haven't really picked up anything. I mean, besides, I think the only thing that's really changed for me is I started streaming more often. I would say I think we started doing D&D like long before like this all started, if I'm not mistaken. So
it
I think
was we started beginning of March, I think, if I'm not a dumbass, which I am. But like if I'm not, I think it was the beginning of March because I remember being home when it started.
Yeah,
like it was like the first weeks of it. It was like the first week of quarantine.
Yeah. You know what? I think you're right. Yeah, because
everything started at the end of February. So I think it was the first little bit of March was when it started.
Yeah, so I would say probably I guess D&D was probably the main thing I picked up as far as like hobbies, and now I'm just like now I'm in too deep.
I feel like I was in deep before, but like I'm in deeper than I've ever been. I cannot shut up about it. It is.
I know I'm having the same issue. Like I'm just like I'm constantly bird brain for D&D.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why. I swear, if I think about it too much, the accent's gonna come on.
It really, I know. I was,
problem.
I was waiting for that to see if your accent came out for.
I'm gonna resist. I'm gonna resist as long as I can. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
But it has been really nice getting to hear like more of the music that you're making and everything. I think Ari said something about that too. But
yeah, and I've been putting out stuff on my Ference channel a lot. That's the stuff I kind of as my Liu's alter ego. And so yeah, it's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
I've been having a really good time with it.
I know. I should have been one of. I should have picked up some hobbies over quarantine. I think I've talked about this with you a little bit. I had started guitar lessons like it was literally like
Yeah.
the week before everything shut down. Um, and my teacher offered to like do online classes instead and everything, and I was like, I think I'm gonna wait. Like I said,
No,
I went into
online lessons are tough.
yeah,
I
but he was a really good teacher, so I'm excited to get back to him eventually. I only had that was a lot. I had a couple lessons with him beforehand. He was a really nice guy and everything, so eventually we'll get back to it.
hopefully. Music lessons are always great.
I know I need to continue with piano too. I like to dabble in things, and it's like it's a problem because I just switch back and forth between new things too much.
Yep.
uh
Well, forgive me because I'm going to run and get another glass of water quick, and I will be right back.
Nope, you're good. I'll probably have to do that to get some tea later. So,
Yeah. Da-da-da.
which I think somebody asked, what tea? I think I thought I saw somebody asking about what I was drinking or what tea I was drinking or something earlier, and it is, oh gosh, cream of Earl Grey from David's Tea. With a little bit of honey and almond milk. And then somebody asked about the picture next to my logo, and that is the icon that Liu uses. So that is for his channel. And Anastasia, I did create the logo. Both the logo I use now for under the Salem Audio channel name, as well as the old logo from back when I used to be on ASMR a long time ago. I had made both of those myself. It's actually I basically had taken some courses in graphic design, or a year of graphic design back in high school, and I wish I had taken more because I do enjoy it as like a hobby, but I was there was at my high school there was kind of like two subsets of the art kids. There was the art kids and the graphic design kids, and I was one of the art kids. But I wish I had been one of the graphic design kids, like now in retrospect, because like my high school program for graphic design was actually like really good. They had like a full 4-year course, and they like our teacher actually had some kind of connection with like some of the more prestigious like art colleges and stuff, because like students from our school would win like crazy amounts of like awards and stuff for these competitions that they would enter. Yeah, it was a really good program, and it was like one of those things that I look back on and I'm like, why didn't I take more classes in that in that field? Like I said,
returned.
Welcome back. But
Hello.
yeah, especially considering the I was just talking about the graphic design and the art classes at my high school. How I was an art kid, but I should have been a graphic design kid, because the program was so much better. Like the art program was like nothing at all to write home about at my high school. Like, but man, that graphic design classes, those classes were very good. It's like one of those things I looked back on and I was like, this was a mistake.
Yeah, I mostly did stuff extracurricularly because I didn't have any cool programs or anything like that. But yeah.
Yeah, well, see, now my high school, I was actually I was curious about this a little while back, and I looked up to see like what kind of classes they had nowadays and stuff, and they actually have some classes that are like exactly the same, that are like just like extracurricular classes that are actually almost like exactly the type of thing that I did for my associate's degree that I just finished. And I'm like, dang it, why weren't these why weren't these there when I went there? Oh,
Things change as you're going through, and then you're just like, I wish I was
yeah.
there for that. But then also you're like, well, I'm done. So
Yeah. I mean, it's not something I would be willing to go back for, so.
I have returned from the void.
Ooh, somebody
Noted.
asked a good question. What got you both into ASMR? Josh asked.
You should go first.
So for me personally, when I first got back into ASMR, I actually this was a long while back. Maybe 7-ish years ago. 6, I don't know, maybe I'm overestimating that. I can actually find out, because I know when I first started watching was around when Massage ASMR had first started posting videos. Actually, nope, yep, about 6-7 years ago.
Say, well, you're already being called old. You're already being called old.
Nah.
Sorry.
Oh God.
Sorry. You're already being called old.
I know, I am. Oh, Barney. That's Barney calling me old too. Yeah, so it was more, so that was back. I don't even know if like this kind of niche of ASMR really existed back then. I didn't see it around.
I was not in like at all when that was happening.
Yeah.
For reasons.
But yeah, so I was really into like, like the trigger type ASMR, like Heather Feather was another big one. And so I would watch a lot of stuff like that, and I kind of always like, I thought it would be fun to make that kind of stuff, but it wasn't something I was like as interested in. But the first channel that I started watching that really got me interested in making my own ASMR was Dark and Twisted Whisper. His because his content is kind of the whole like fantasy. His is a little bit darker in general. But the whole like fantasy boy voiceover thing is something I really enjoyed, and I've always really enjoyed writing and making characters and stuff. So it was kind of just a kind of a natural conclusion. I never had really had any interest in like voice acting or acting or anything like that, but it seemed like something that would be fun to try. So how about you, Liu?
Oh God. Okay, so someone asked me this question recently, and I responded, well, I was gay, lonely, and bored.
Oh no.
And so that's my that's my short response. My long response is that I mean that's the initial premise. That's the initial premise, and that's how I found these videos in general. And when I found them at the time, most of them were actually like male for female.
Yeah, that was like all that.
I found a lot of them were male for female.
Yeah.
And so I was sitting there, just like, this doesn't feel right. And so I found some channels, very in the similar vein. I don't know. I always reference this. I don't know if anybody was around for Locke ASMR, but he started these like, these are very fantasy, also sci-fi stories, and his world building was so extensive and everything like that, and I was always in awe of it. And then it was, I think, at the middle of August of 2018, he up and deleted his whole channel, and there's been no trace of him yet or since. I've heard like some news through the grapevine that he's doing okay as a person.
That's good.
But I just miss his content a lot.
Yeah.
And so I was at that point I hadn't really written that much before, but I started doing some little demos and stuff like that, and so I just on a whim decided to upload, and it kind of took off a lot, which I was not expecting, specifically so fast at the beginning there. And so yeah, it was interesting. It was really cool, and I think that the other thing that I really cared about was the fact that it helped me. The stuff I was listening to before helped me really realize like what I wanted in a relationship. And I think that's something that's very valuable in these videos that sometimes people overlook when it comes to just having a good, like, fantasy boy, cute boy time or whatever. But that a lot of times we listen to these because, we've never really felt somebody talk that way to you in real life. And it's something that, like, it's a little way of helping you be like, hey, this is what I want. And that helped me a lot, I feel. I always, lean back on that as a person and be like, oh, that's what I want, is someone who can treat me that way because, I'm worth it. I deserve being treated that way, and everyone does. And so, being able to find that in that, and being able to not only just have a fun time while listening to the videos, but also being able to apply that a little bit to like your standards and your preferences, and make sure that you're treating yourself that way too. It's a lot of self-care, I think. It's like these videos are kind of like the equivalent of taking like a nice bubble bath. Like it's something it's good for you, I think.
Enter the yandere content.
Oh no.
No, I think you made a lot of really good points with that, because like you said, like the closeness that you get out of a lot of these types of videos are, I think it's really something you don't experience in the same way in real life in general. Like for me personally, like it's kind of funny for me because I am not a very I like my personal space in real life. So it's always kind of one of these funny things that for me personally, like it kind of, because like I said, I think our I guess our motivations or interests, I suppose, I'm not sure what the right word is, but for ASMR is slightly different in that I think you tend to enjoy more of the like emotional response aspect of it.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm more like, of course I enjoy that too, but I think the main thing that drew me in was like the world building and the storytelling and stuff.
Yeah.
Even though I do generally, of course, go for softer audio styles and stuff. But like I said, for me, even with like non-fantasy channels, like I think actually, who was it that just posted earlier? Defrosted audio.
Yeah.
Like that sort of like closeness with people is something I'm just generally not terribly comfortable with in real life. But like as like in an audio form, it's sort of a different experience that allows you to be comfortable in situations you maybe wouldn't otherwise be, and it's a really I don't know, I think it's a really cool, unique experience. There's a lot of merit to the things people come up with different types of audios and scripts and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, and for me, my storytelling is usually very like emotion driven, where yours is very world building driven, I feel.
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Um, see, for your stuff, you're most likely when you finish your video to end up with this like this like kind of awe of like the world and everything like that. But for me, it's more like I'm crying. Okay.
No.
um. So it's different.
Yeah, but I think that's nice, because I was actually even just thinking about this earlier. Like, I mean, a lot of times, like when I'm just sitting around, depending on what mood I'm in, like there will be different types of videos or types of channels that I want to listen to, and that might be different than what I would want to listen to like when I'm laying down to take a nap or go to sleep or whatever. And so it's nice having that range of types of content out there, which actually touching back on the kind of thing that you mentioned about like the how a lot of the voiceover audio content used to be very like M for like male for female like oriented. That was definitely something for me, at least, that kind of got me wanting to make audios more, because I didn't see as much. There was of course quite a bit of like M for A, but not very much M for M, and I really wanted to see more like queer oriented content as well, which is something it took me a while to actually put any out, because I was kind of trying to stay away from doing too much romantic oriented content, because I think there's a lot of value in other types of like familial and platonic relationships that sometimes isn't explored quite as much. But now that I feel like I'm seeing less, which again, of course, there's nothing wrong with it or anything. It's just something that I wanted to personally see more of divergence from. And now that I feel like I'm seeing more of a wider breadth of types of audios that both I've created and other creators are doing on YouTube now, I feel a little more apt to kind of explore into like romantic oriented content rather, like I said, particularly like queer oriented content, because I think there's still could be more of that than there is.
Yeah. For me, my I've always taken my like gender neutral videos like to be not it's like a storytelling challenge in a sense. And I always found I get sometimes frustrated while I create them, because I'm thinking like, well, if I was going to do something female oriented or male oriented, it would be so easy to be like, oh, like your pretty dress or your handsome face or something like that. And so trying to find compliments that work in a non-gendered context is actually like a really fun challenge for me.
Yeah,
And so that's kind
for
of
sure.
become like non-gendered like endearment terms and stuff like that. And as like, and that's the other thing I always say. Oh, we've gotten ours.
Oh, ours. Thank you.
We've
You didn't
gotten
have to
ours.
do that. And
I guess we have to take up this challenge then.
you don't know what we have planned, ours.
What we have planned, yeah. Stick around and find out.
Yeah.
And what was I saying? You distracted me.
Oh, sorry.
No, he did. Ours did.
About the like gender neutral like compliments and stuff.
Yeah, and I think that my my stance on it, especially when it comes to like gender expression and stuff like that, is like, oh, so you don't understand someone else's gender expression? Tough luck. Get with the program. Like, so people, I think that everyone has their own individual experience, and being able to, be inclusive for the majority of the time. I'm sure there's times where I would do something that would be for the sake of a story, basically.
Yeah.
Which would be really cool.
I just saw Becca was heading out, so bye, Becca. Thank you for stopping by.
Bye, Becca. And thank you for all the very sweet very sweet motivational messages that you've shared. They're very sweet. Take care. But yeah, I feel that a lot.
Yeah, and in general, I do try to stay mostly gender neutral with my content as well, because that's always sort of been my thought process, was always sort of like something I guess that I don't want to say it frustrated me, because of course everybody is more than free to make their own choices in their types of content and stuff. But whenever there was sort of like an unnecessary gendering in videos, it just seemed like, you know, if that hadn't been included or something, that it would feel more applicable to a wider audience. But I also understand that sometimes, in my perspective, that content that is like aimed particularly at a certain gender identity or something can feel a little bit more I can't think of the right word, like particular, but that's not quite.
I mean, I feel that as well, and the fact that what specifically drew me to make it like that was because I had felt particularly like left out in a sense, because I kept hearing, you know, a gendered pronoun that I didn't identify with when I was listening to the style of video, and I was like, I just had to kind of put up with it, and I was like, well, why am I putting up with stuff if I can actually find something that I legitimately care about, and find a connection with.
And that was kind of the motivation for me as well. It was sort of like, you know, I'm not seeing as much of the type of content that I want to find on YouTube, so I'm sure there has to be at least one other person that feels the same way. So I was kind of
hello.
Yeah. So that was always kind of my thing, was like, well, I just try and make the type of content that I would want to see. Like if I was searching up something, like what that's always what I try and kind of keep in mind, is what would I find interesting. Like if I'm making a video, that's really what's in the forefront of my mind the whole time, is would I like this if I stumble across this.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's if I think back at like our our influences and stuff like that, it also makes a lot of sense, because both of us, we watched this content before making it for ourselves.
Yeah.
And so in the very deepest sense, we're also fanboys. Like, I think that's what we discovered when talking to each other. We were also just equivalent fanboys of like this genre as a thing. And so I feel like being a fanboy of the genre that you make is like the first step to really enjoying making it.
Yeah.
And so like that's why, I've gone through phases where I listened to it, I didn't listen to it, but every time I come back to it, I'm like, yeah, this is why I like this stuff so much.
Yeah. And I feel like there's always like that, like there's always like one video that somebody comes out with like every once in a while that like really just like strikes a chord that you're like, yeah, like this is like,
this is it.
This is and I saw ours say something about I guess he's saying his luck came back today, so he's we need to be ready for Monsieur to hit next session with everything he's got.
Look, I pessimism is great. Prepare for the worst. And then you'll be pleasantly surprised when things turn out better.
Yeah. Set your expectations low, especially with.
And then you'll always be impressed.
Especially with Monsieur's roles.
I feel like this is so mean though, because he can't fight back really too much right now. I'm sorry, RZ.
I'm a little sorry, Ars.
You're not. And I'm not either. I'm just pretending.
Uh,
No, it's the character. It's not you. We swear. Is this cyberbullying? Is that what we are?
No, ours. We love you. We very much appreciate your high rolls when it counts. When Monsieur is doing his thing with his talk rolls. You are on it.
Yes, indeed.
It's funny. Right before the stream, me and Leo were talking a little bit about for some of you might have seen me talking about this on my Twitter, but yesterday's D&D session was very intense for us. For at least for me in particular.
Oh, it was intense for me too. Don't
yeah.
worry. Just because like my character may not be experiencing things the same, in that way, doesn't mean I'm not.
Yeah. I think there was emotional devastation and physical devastation. It was a time. I had to go take a nap after we had our D&D session because I was like I was done. I was worn out.
Yeah, no, we I can't even describe it, honestly. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it hurt. It was very emotional. It was also really nice to see how the story is coming together, and everything like that.
Yeah, I'm very excited for what's going to happen.
I'm like terrified for what's going to happen. I don't know why you're excited. I'm just like I have this like excitement, but it's also like the heavy dosage of dread.
I think because Sterling and Catherine have plans. We're plotting, so we're excited to bring some of these plots to fruition.
Yeah, except for I've told you that I'm not excited for my own plots because I've made them like really scary.
Oh no!
I didn't mean to, because every time I was just spitballing, I was just saying, okay, maybe this, maybe that, and then I get the response, oh, we're gonna use this. Oh, we're definitely gonna use this. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, and
like, please don't.
Barney said the entire group is a bunch of mascots that each think they're the main character. That's not wrong.
Yeah, we don't like each other. None of our characters like each other.
Sterling, well, sometimes it's hard for even me to tell what Sterling thinks. I was gonna say he likes everybody, but I think he likes everybody.
I don't have emotions. I don't think I ever will.
Yeah, I play him, and I'm still on the same boat. But for those of you who are familiar with Hollow VA, he is the DM for our D&D session, and if you've watched some of his videos and seen some of the twists that he pulls out, I think I have bad feelings for what he's going to do to us in D&D.
I mean, here's the other thing. I think that like I always like to say it comes full circle. That both my channel and your channel were the channels that very much inspired Hollow to start, and so now he's here giving us our punishment for it. Yeah, he's dishing out our he's dishing out what we've made of him.
We're suffering.
We're fine. I don't know what you're talking about. We're not doing okay. We're not fine.
Pansy said something about D&D ASMR sounds very interesting, and I know there's the the D&D group, the ASMR group that does D&D on YouTube. I haven't checked out their videos yet. I've been meaning to, but I've been trying to also catch up on Critical Role on season 2. So I'm like still like way behind on that. And
the thing about Critical Role though is it just makes me feel bad about myself. You know what I mean? We've both been over this. Like,
yeah.
Our position as like big, gigantic air quotes voice actors, where we hear like people who have like serious inflections and ranges. And
Yeah.
over here, just like we write stories. We don't...
Yeah, that's always kind of been what I've said. I've always been a little like, yeah, Tingles and Dragons. That was it. Saw a couple people mention it in the chat, but it seems I see Cardlin and Yuri Voice posting about it on Twitter and stuff, and it seems really fun. So I do need to make sure to check it out eventually. But that's kind of always what I've said about like my videos, though. I've always felt a bit odd about using, whenever somebody uses the term like voice actor or VA or anything for me personally, just because I'm like I do the story writing. That's like my main like I mean, I like all of it, but that's what like definitely like my favorite part of it is writing the stories. So the voice is kind of there and used out of necessity to tell the story more so than anything. My range is not very good. I believe I talked about this with you before. I basically have like my two voices. I have my like soft boy voice, and then I have my like slow old god voice, and that's it. That's my range.
So the thing is, I kind of feel like I have like a rough and soft inflection for like high and low, and then I have accents. And so my accents are usually my saving grace when it comes to my voice acting.
Your accents are so good. I can't get over your accents.
I'm glad you can't, because I definitely can. When I listen back to myself do them, I think they sound terrible. But I've been told that they sound good to people who don't exist inside my head. Yeah, and we've had fun with accents. We've had fun with accents.
Yeah. I just saw somebody say, is Salem simping for Liu? And I am absolutely simping for Liu. Oh, Mimo, thank you so much.
Aww.
That's so sweet. Oh, and I saw Barney. Barney asked me to go as high as I can, and this is I think ours has heard me go as low as I can before, and it was very not good. It's like my deepest voice sounds so fake. My highest voice that I can do naturally, I don't know. Let's try it. Let's see. Oh gosh,
Go for it. We're gonna be doing plenty of voice acting.
I know. Yeah,
anyway,
we have some plans for later.
We have some plans.
But this is. It's just as soon as you like start hearing it and you just hear how bad it is immediately, it's like ooh. But this is probably about as high as I can go. And it sounds terrible. I'm not good at changing my voice.
We're both guilty of pitch shifting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've absolutely pitch shifted. I make no secret about the fact that I pitch shift some of my audios for deeper voices. It does sound like a little grandma, Sophie. I can see that. What about? I'm curious about you, Liu. How high can you go?
Okay.
Yeah. So if I was gonna do a higher voice, it would probably sound something like this.
See,
but I don't do this one very often in my videos.
That still sounds really good though.
It doesn't get too nasally. So I'm happy about that. And definitely when I get down to my low end, this is about as low as I can go, but I get really gravelly and I sound dumb.
Oh, Lou, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Lou.
But yeah,
Right here.
I won't. Yeah.
Very, very sweet.
But that's yeah, I'm not even gonna try the low end because my low end is awful, and it doesn't my voice doesn't get gravelly or anything like that. Basically, like the highest that I can really naturally go is like in my soft boy voice when I start talking like Ilya and like Lark. This is kind of where my voice just naturally goes up to. So it's not that much higher, it's just a little breathier.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I was just thinking of accents.
And then
everything.
I keep meaning to mention this because I saw Kirby mention this a while back, and Kirby had said, be honest, another reason you became a VA was to pine over cute vampire friends. Me and Kirby were just talking about a couple of videos that I had done earlier because one of my very first videos was my apothecary vampire, who will probably be making a return pretty soon. And Kirby had written my another vampire for me. They had written Dorian in I can't remember the video title. It was whatever my most recent vampire video was that wasn't Finn. Whatever vampire video that doesn't say polite vampire, that was him.
Impolite vampire.
The impolite vampire.
Rude ass vampire. Tells you you're stinky and kicks you out of his establishment.
That's my next that's
April your next
April Fool's video. But yeah, we started talking about the two of them like being friends and like ideas for them and stuff, and I got like way more emotionally invested than I meant to. Which is funny because as we might see later, depending on how much time we have, vampires actually are not my favorite ASMR type of like they're not even for ASMR, but just in general, vampires are not my favorite type of fantasy creature. But somehow I just ended up with so many vampires. And like I like all the ones that I have, but just in general it's not what I would have expected of myself, I suppose. Also,
yeah.
Ours said
I've only
go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying I've only done one vampire and it was a hilarious failure.
Oh.
I had a cool concept for it. My concept was that the vampire was like this like Jehovah's Witness who like came to your house and knocked on your door and asked if you would join his blood cult.
Oh, I remember. Yeah. I remember this. Yeah.
And I was like thinking of all these like other things that happened for it, and in the end I just gave up because I was like, I don't know, what's he gonna do? Like take you in there and try to make you buy like books and like I don't know.
See, so, I love conceptual stuff like that. It generally doesn't. I don't think it does quite as well.
Oh, it definitely doesn't.
But
like, that's why
it's really fun to make.
You know, that's why stuff like definitely my most strange conceptual fever dream one is the AI boy one, and I did that one just because it's experimental. I didn't do it because I thought it would get views, but I very rarely do stuff because I'm just like, oh yeah, clickbait time, baby.
Yeah.
I mostly do things because I'm just like, oh well, I'm gonna do this and people are gonna like it and they're not gonna like that, and I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna get demonetized anyway.
Oh, I just
it
saw.
Doesn't really matter how many views I get.
I saw Mint said he was heading out. So bye, Mint. Thank you for stopping by.
See ya.
Nice seeing you. But yeah, I kind of try and keep a balance of my content with, of course, all of it is stuff that I would, at the end of the day, want to watch or see if somebody else was to make it. But I try and keep a
Yeah,
balance
exactly.
of the stranger conceptual stuff to more of what I think people generally would like to see. Like, I try not to go too hard on, like, what's one? I think, because whenever people ask what my favorite video is, I feel like the reaction is always like, really? Like, that's your favorite? Because I think my favorite that I've done was my reincarnation video, where it was like, basically like where you're choosing what you want to be in, like, reincarnated as. That was one of my older videos, but just the concept of it to me just still is really fun. But like I said, stuff like that generally is I think people are just generally a little less interested. So I try to keep a balance of what I'm interested in versus what I think people that are on my channel are interested in. I balance it as best I can.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'll do like I usually get the ones because unfortunately my brain is just full of like cosmic goop, and so anything I try to write ends up like really reflecting that.
I
So
feel that.
usually whenever I do a video that is not one of the experimental ones, I'll do something just out of the back of my mind. But when it comes to the ones that could be considered the more popular kind of ones that I've done, or the ones that people would click on, those have most I've come up with some of them myself. People have given me some suggestions for things. But yeah, I feel that a lot. The cosmic goop is real.
Yeah.
Also, Hashan, I'm so glad that I'm inspired to do that. Please keep it up. Music is amazing, and I believe in you.
Yeah, I would love to see. I don't I don't think I've heard any audios that you've like incorporated any music or anything into Hashan. But if you ever do anything like that, I think that would be really cool to see. Like Liu, I know you have the at the end of your werewolf videos, you have it's like a harmonica, right?
Wait, can I play it?
Yeah,
I have it. I think I have the little jazz thing I wrote for it.
yeah, by all means. I love it's so like it's like such a it's like a jazzy little tune. I really love it.
It's this.
Oh, Ari.
Ari.
You're
Ari.
so sweet. Thank you so much.
Ari.
I know every time I'm always like, you already do so much. Oh, but thank you. I do really appreciate it. Somebody earlier said, what did they say? They said sugar mods, sugar moddy or something like that.
Sugar mod. Oh my god.
That's
so the so sweet. So the little thing I put at the end, I'll just play a little bit of it. So it was that little melody, and so I played piano underneath it, threw this on top, and that was my little ending song for the series, and so it kind of comes back as like the outro song.
Yeah. And I really like it. It's got like, I don't know, it's got like a jazzy vibe to it. But
it's super jazzy because it was this the thing about that series is it's like this kind of urban fantasy like deconstruction of like normal werewolf, kind of normal like werewolf genre. So I was imagining like this like kind of like rainy night in New York with like this jazz music playing in the background as kind of like the vibe for most of it.
yeah, I can see that.
Because the whole thing happened in like an alleyway, that episode. it was like a dark alleyway, um, and so that little melody was like the kind of that city. It was like kind of the theme of the city in a sense for that series.
Yeah, and I really like when people incorporate music into some of the audios, like when it's like softer and everything like that. Like the two examples are that I that really stand out to me are your videos with the harmonica, and then of course I think everybody's heard me mention this probably 1,000 times, but Hollow's video with the Fallen Angel with the piano.
Yeah.
Just, which also I saw something earlier that ours had said was Salem simps Liu, Liu simps Hollow, Hollow simps Salem. It's just a big simp triangle.
It's the simp circle.
Circle of simping.
Circular simps.
Killian, yes, thank you. Somebody remind me of the name. I'm very bad at names.
The circle of simps.
Yes, who is also written by Kirby. Kirby just writes very amazing characters. Like, I love reading like all of the scripts that you do and the audios that you write. Kirby always turn out really nice. But
I love that kind of stuff so much.
yeah.
But
Let's
yeah,
see.
it's super cool being able to incorporate it and stuff like that, and even in really subtle scenes. Like one of my favorite ones I did was in the my most recent installment of Childhood Friend, where I used like just a little music box to kind of represent a scene change, or like a little intimate moment, I guess. And so it was nice to be able to like use that because it helps with the storytelling. Because oftentimes, as you probably know, my stories come from the cosmic goop that is inside of my brain, and so oftentimes I have to try to make it as clear as possible what's really happening.
Yeah.
And so I've just resorted to like started to put like complicated descriptions and like timestamps about like where the characters are, and I feel like that takes a little bit out of the immersion, but at the same time, like, I'm trying to say something here. Let me live.
Yeah. I think if you don't mind, I'm going to run and grab a little bit more tea.
Grab some of that tea. I shall
if you don't mind.
I shall mind the chat. I shall mind the chat.
And then maybe we can have some activities once we're
the activities
back.
which we've lined up. Yes, I will protect them. Do not worry.
Thank
I'm a peaceful
you.
guardian.
You'll all be safe with Liu, I promise. So I will be right
That
back.
Sounds not promising. But yeah, get your tea. Well, it's now just me. I will protect you guys. Do not worry. This is the least. What? Why do I scare you? I swear I'm not scary. I think I'm the opposite of scary. Just because I have cosmic goop in my brain does not mean I'm scary. I'm not scary. Oh yeah, the story of how I did listen. I did not kill the birds in the game. We've been over this. The birds fly away when you place a block there. I do not kill birds. Do not please do not accuse me. Do not report me to PETA. Who's Leo and why is he gay? Leo's me, and you know what? Just because. Listen, I cracked under pressure. If people don't know what you're talking about, I was playing a game. I was streaming it in my server called Townscaper, and it's this little sandbox game that it lets you build little houses. And so there's these auto-generated birds that land on the houses, and if you place a block, they fly away. And I was being accused severely of killing these birds, and I was not killing the birds. do not. I admitted because no, I cracked under pressure. I was being told I was guilty until proven innocent. Unfortunately, Leo says trans rights. Leo says it. Yeah, that's the that's the game that I was cameoing around because as someone who loves map making and everything like that, it's so cool to just see like a map like just appear out of nowhere because it's so low effort, and it's really fun, and so I would recommend it. Just don't kill the birds like I do. Apparently, I'm not a bird murderer. I swear. Yeah. You know what? We all know each other. We all vibe. It's okay. Ours. We get ourselves mixed up sometimes too. Don't worry. The amount of times that my characters, our characters in D&D have been mixed up with each other's. It just doesn't work. It so many times we'll just get them flipped up. And thank you, more of a cat person. I've been told that my vibes are pretty good. I rate pretty high on the vibe check scale. You can always go to www.vibecheck.notarealwebsite.com and I'm really highly ranked on the vibe scale internationally. Just to let you know. So. I've got that one down. It's a lot of years of practicing, but you know, been able to. Oh yeah, and I'm an internationally, and also I'm a international registered vibe analyzer as well. So I can also, with my proper license, I can administer a vibe check, and so I vibe check you as definitely you're in the green. You're passing. Yeah, you're definitely in the vibe.
Sounds like we're getting some vibe check ASMR in here.
Yeah. You left me alone and the brain the goop took over.
As the goop does.
Leo's gone. Goop has gained control. Basically, I was on a tangent about how I'm an internationally licensed and registered vibe check assistant who can properly check vibes of any individuals recognized by the United Nations as a vibe check authority. I was given this position after many years of study and also receiving a perfect score on my vibe check.
Sounds like you've got the vibe authority.
Yeah. I do not control the speed at which others vibe, though. I can only administer a vibe check. Leo checks your vibe ASMR. I would do that. I would do that, and I'd upload it unlisted, and then send it to like 2 people. Cause like deep down inside, I am a shit poster. Like deep down in my heart of hearts, in my goop of goop, I am a little gremlin man who likes to make deep fried memes and like, you know, just terrible things. I just am a bringer of I'm a portent of doom in general. And so I feel like I've let that energy out a few times in my content.
Yeah, I can see you being a meme gremlin.
Yeah, I definitely yeah, the quote unquote yandere video is what I think that was me staking my claim as the meme gremlin. Because that video was 4.5 minutes of me making fun of yandere fans. So that's fun. I can also like recite so many like shit posts just for fun. And they sit in their little corner of their brain of my brain. They own my brain actually.
The goop sit in the corner of the goop.
It's the oobleck. It's taking over.
See, I like whenever things start getting
Alright,
too.
no part 2.
Oh gosh.
Everyone asked me for a part 2 because they didn't understand that whole video was a joke. Like, that whole video was a complete joke. That character was A, not a yandere, 2, hated you. And so the fact that people were like, ooh, woo, when's episode 2? And I'm just like, you've been pranked. Why do you like this? That was what cracked me up the most.
Simping for yandere.
Simping for yandere, but the best part was the character was not a yandere. He was just a murderer that you were following around because you were obsessed with yandere, and was just like, ooh, if I follow this murderer, maybe he'll like me, or something like that. And he basically tells you, like, you're sick. I thought I was sick, but you're sick. And so
Jesus.
that's it. He just basically shamed you for thinking that he'd like you for the whole time. And so I guess people just liked that too. I mean, it's just like, it was just me shaming you for 4.5 minutes, but I go off, people. You've fallen victim to the meme gremlin. What are you? Because I'm the meme gremlin. Hollow's the cowboy, and what are you?
Oh gosh, I don't.
You're the newcomer.
That-
You're the oldest channel, but you're the newcomer to the social sphere.
yeah. I was the first of us on YouTube, but the last of us to join in and actually like socialize or anything. Like I said,
Yeah.
I spent a very long time just throwing videos onto the channel and being like, here you go, I'm gonna go buy. Like, it took me forever to get on like Discord or anything.
You're like one of those people that like runs over the wall and like throws propaganda and then runs back.
Yeah. Oh god.
It's like, anime boys are the best. Runs away.
But yeah, somebody said I'm soft boomer.
Boomer core. Same was boomer core.
Boomer audio.
Boomer.
But yeah, that's
Hello, my name is Boomer. My middle name is Karen, and my last name is Simp.
I would never simp a Karen.
Well, Boomer Karen Simp is like the story of the story of the generation.
No, Barney, I actually do use the app. I have the app open right now. But sorry, I got called out in my server a while back because I use the Discord site and not the app. And Barney is.
I bet you use light mode, you filthy.
I did turn light mode on for a little bit just to mess with the people in my server, because apparently that was like a cardinal sin.
It's a cardinal sin.
But I don't generally use light mode, but I don't know. I don't have the instilled vitriol against it.
I almost didn't join somebody's Discord server because they sent me a screenshot of it and their phone was in light mode, and I was like, I don't trust you.
Yeah, I generally use the browser Discord though, just because I prefer, like, to me it just looks cleaner having another tab open rather than a whole other program. And I mean, like, the functionality is the same. And
I mean,
actually,
it just sucks. It equally sucks.
the only actually, when I had downloaded the app on my last computer, I believe it was, and I tried streaming a game, it would only work on the browser. It wasn't working properly on the app. So I, like, the one and only time I used it before, I was like, y'all tried to, you played me into getting this app, and then it didn't even work right.
Okay, I'm gonna go refill my water, and I shall again return.
All right.
I need a larger cup because this is not effective.
I feel you. I know.
Everyone tells me hydrate or dihydrate, and so I take it very seriously.
All right. I'll talk to you in a minute. Yeah, see, the thing is, for me with light mode is I think it just doesn't bother me because I prefer to have like a lot of light in my room. Like I have like really bright light bulbs in my room, like that I think are probably more bright than most people would prefer. Like I'm picky about like the lumens and the color temperature and stuff whenever I go light bulb shopping, which is the most old boomery sounding thing I could possibly say, I think, but I like my bright lights. Salem is a moth confirmed. I am indeed a moth. I enjoy my well lit spaces. Cool tone lights, absolutely airy. I definitely am a fan of cool tone. I think here at least they call it the day it's the daylight bulbs. I think it's like 5,000 Kelvin temperature, 5 or 6,000 Kelvin. I don't like it when it's like too high and it starts looking like hospital-y. But yeah, I definitely like the bright, like cool or like neutral lights, like yellow tone light. And I actually think this is because of a hairdresser thing. Like, you know, with back when I used to do hair, the kind of the one thing you're always trying to get out of people's hair when you're bleaching it and stuff is like the brassiness and the yellow and stuff. And so yellow lights obviously like make it look more prominent. So I honestly think that's like a preference I picked up from being a hairstylist. But yeah, so cool tone lights for me for sure. The Mothman chanting.
I return.
Welcome back. Aaron. Aaron asked if they'd ever had an Undertale phase, and I did not personally. I'm not a very video game oriented person, as my mod Rs may be able to tell you.
I also don't really play too many video games myself.
Yeah.
So, but I definitely really appreciated the music from Undertale, and so I was very interested in everything in respect to the music in Undertale. Music in Undertale was so good. And so definitely, I definitely appreciate it for what it is, even though I haven't, played it myself.
Aaron, I should have expected this from two boomers. Leo's not a boomer. I'm the only boomer here.
Oh, we have a donation.
Oh, Charlotte, thank you so much. I hope you're doing well as well. No. Ours shakes in anger. Yeah.
Music. Oh, want to talk music days?
I think you know music better than I do. You talk about yours first as I open my Spotify and remind myself of what music I like. I can never remember.
I'm just gonna talk about the kind of music that I listen to usually. I love math rock, a lot. I've been listening to it a lot more. I really like, I love classical music. I love a lot of the soundtrack from Ghibli movies. That's always been a huge inspiration for me, especially storytelling wise, because those pieces and those songs, they like open up a ton of like stories like in my mind whenever I listen to them. What else? I guess I just like a lot of that kind of like electronic alternative stuff like that. I don't know if you guys know the electronic group, I think Marabou State, I think that's what they're called. But anything that's like that kind of like atmospheric electronic style, and that does extend over into lo-fi, as I was checking for sure. And I've been getting I've seen the message there to plug my music and my album that I have out of my own music.
Yes, please. If is anything you feel comfortable posting, like absolutely, drop it in the chat. Like please.
I'll drop my little album preview link actually that I have in the chat.
Yes, I will.
So let me go ahead and grab it. So I started writing this music just under the name Liu. And that worked for me for a little bit. But then I realized that, like, you know, obviously Liu is an identity of mine. And so I decided that I would split myself a little bit into another, a little persona of myself, which is, people still recognize me as that's kind of the same being, the same entity, the same collection of cosmic goop. But I'll send this in the chat real quick. This is that is the link to my little website they gave me when I posted the album, and you can stream it on like most streaming services. And it was really great because I just, I started basically by singing to people that I had met in my server, and they had been like, hey, record this and post this on your channel. And I started doing that, and people on my channel were like, hey, we need this in an album. And so I was like, okay, I'll do it. And so I ended up taking almost a year since I wrote the first song to actually get everything all done and recorded and everything like that. So it's one of my favorite big projects I've ever had, the chance to do. And so now that I finished that, I started a new YouTube channel under the name Ference, which is the name I published this music under. And so that has become my music identity, which it's been really nice to have. And I post all that stuff. I link back, and I actually link just to Ference. Ference doesn't really link back to Leo at all, just in case, like, in some crazy potential future, like some sort of actual record label comes along and is like, hey, we actually want to record this in like a studio instead of you just doing this like in your garage, basically. And so then therefore if that were to happen, then I wouldn't really have to explain like what the hell a Liu's audio is to anybody, because I find like outside of this community it's got a real weird vibe, and so having to explain that to anybody in real life is always very stress inducing. Especially because, like, as both Salem and I can attest to, privacy is important. Operational security is important.
People don't always understand quite what this community is about.
Yeah. Also ours, I don't worry, I see your joke.
Ours.
You know what I mean, though? I think that, like, it's a little bit difficult. Oh, thanks again, Charlotte. It's so sweet of you.
Charlotte, thank you. Also, I just realized I don't know if YouTube will allow the links to post in the chat. So if you want to actually just send that to me, I will include it in the
absolutely.
video description.
Throw it in the descriptione. Okay, I will just DM that to you quick.
Thank
there you go, good sir. But yeah, I think that's something. It's a little bit hard to like bring it up as a topic, but I think that the best suggestion I can give from like creator to listener is just like, just enjoy the content and don't really worry too much about the creator. I think, like we're our people, we're our own people, and we have our own separate lives away from this, and we're here just to share the stories and stuff that that we make, and so I think that's the most important part. So obviously there's both of us get plenty of like prying and stuff like that, and so we we respectfully decline. Just, for the sake of, we're keeping things private, but we're also, keeping things in our in what we do. We do we do our videos, we post them, we make our content, and that's the most important part. I think
we throw them into the ether.
We throw them into the ether, and we go back to our cosmic goop.
Also, Caleb, I just saw you said you were about to dip. I hope your headache gets better. I hope you feel better, and thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
But and then I got my Spotify pulled up so I can talk a little about my music taste now
talk
too.
About your music taste.
So the thing with me and music is, even though I enjoy music as much as I guess the next person, but I'm not a really musically oriented person. Like, I'm not somebody who will just have music playing in the background all the time. I generally I actually really like silence when I'm just hanging around the house. It's just, I like not having to have stimulation all the time. So I think I tend to listen to music a little less than most people. But I used to be more into kind of punky kind of stuff. The music I like is all sort of in the general realm of alternative, which is the most unhelpful genre title.
The most unhelpful genre title. I have to admit.
I used to be really into when I first was getting into music as a teenager and stuff, was really into Japanese rock, Visual Kei music, for anybody who is familiar.
Of course you were.
Yeah, of course.
That matches you so well.
But
I would totally relate to that, because for me, I was really into, I don't know, I'm sure you know TK Shigure, right?
Oh yeah.
I was actually a super TK fan.
Yeah, I haven't listened to a lot from them, but what I have heard has been pretty good. I kind of fell out of the Japanese music scene quite a while back. I was into it back when I think some of the bands that I used to really like, of course the bigger ones, there was the Gazette, Miyavi, Duran Gray. Oh gosh, who else was there? Antic Cafe. Trying to pull out some of the dusty names that I haven't thought of in forever.
Yeah.
Dead Man, Nine Goats Blackout, which was always my favorite band name, to this day. Nine Goats Blackout is still such a funny name. Also, Anastasia, I saw you asking about how long the stream will be. Probably, I'm planning on going until about 5-ish, but it could go long. It just really kind of depends. We're just kind of playing things by ear. Yeah, I guess it would help if I gave a context for what time it is now, but it's 3:45 for me now, so probably roughly until 5. But that, like I said, just playing it by ear.
Yeah, we're just having a good time.
But
not really worrying too much about the schedule.
Yeah,
but roughly around that amount.
But yeah, so that was way back when I was a little punky teenager. And then now my music taste is much more chill though. I guess there was kind of an intermediary stage where I was into bands Billy Talent was one I was big into quite a few years back. And then nowadays it's more chill music. Half Alive. I'll just throw out some names for anybody who knows it. I like kind of chill alternative, I guess is the way you could describe it. Some Halsey stuff, or Halsey. I have no idea how to actually pronounce it. Hozier, the Lumineers. Who else?
Hozier is a vibe.
I love Hozier's for swamp cryptid vibes are my favorite.
Swamp cryptid vibe. I don't know if anyone has heard the musician Olafur Arnalds, but he has this very ethereal he's this I love anything that comes out of Iceland musically. So like he has these like ethereal Icelandic vibes.
Was that the person that did some of the Zonkyo no I remember we talked about this briefly. So this is just a shot in the dark.
That was Honor Dan, who was the one who sung those. But Yoko Kanno was the one who had done the soundtrack for that.
Okay,
that series
yeah.
I love so much. But like it's a very similar vein of that like ethereal kind of like shifting.
Oh, I love that so
strings,
much.
and it's like it makes me tear up, honestly.
Yeah, like I was talking to a couple of people in my server about this, and I think we decided that our favorite type of music was basically just like any type of music that gives you like the feeling of being reminiscing for some place you haven't been before.
So like the
I forget what
like
the word for.
Anamoya.
Yeah.
What was it? What's it called? I know the exact word. My brain. It's from the list of obscure sorrows. I remember that exact emotion.
Yeah, it was
Canopsia. That's it.
Yeah, it's like that.
Canopsia is this like memory of a place you've never been before.
Yeah, anything that gives you like that kind of feeling is like my favorite.
Actually, I mix those definitions up. Anamoya is like a longing for a place you haven't been before, and Canopsia is the feeling of like a place that's usually full of life being empty. So two really particular emotions that are very cool.
Kirby said, so basically like the Raven Cycle playlist. Yeah, pretty much any music that gives you the same feeling as reading the Raven Cycle is safe to assume that I will enjoy it. And that's my weekly Raven Cycle stream mention. I literally mention that that book series I think every stream. I love it so much.
You're just vibing. No, that stuff's really good. I love that kind of style. Like I just want to feel like I'm floating.
Yeah.
Listening to music. Like I recently listened to I haven't gotten through all of it, but I almost listened about halfway through The Caretakers Everywhere at the End of Time, which is like this 6.5 hour long album series that's supposed to like simulate the feeling of having like dementia or something crazy.
Oh wow.
And it's like this insane emotional roller coaster that they made by like slowing down like records from like the 1930s and like remixing them and like all this kind of stuff. It's like slowly just like slowly disintegrating and falling apart as like audibly. That's what you feel. And anything that makes me like feel something so particular that you can like actually describe in words, that's the kind of music that I really like.
Yeah, I feel that. So I was thinking, now that we've talked with the chat and everything for a little while,
talked up a storm.
We've talked up a storm. I was thinking, what do we want?
We could get to the I don't know. Are you in the mood to try the Do we want to jump into our improv?
Yeah, you know what? Let's give it a shot. So, anybody who has seen Liu, any of Liu in stream before, he came up. That was you had come up with this idea originally.
I came up with the idea. Yeah, the first person
I
I tried it with was Hollow. We did a it wasn't a stream, but it was a video I posted, which was around 45 minutes, the longest video on my channel. Which was basically I had a random generator of video titles where I'd basically scoured the internet for all these like ASMR roleplay videos. I gathered all the titles, little bits of the titles together, and thrown them into a random generator to create video titles. And then my job, or whoever I was doing this with job, was to on the spot come up with a roleplay of it just there. What I found out very quickly is that I'm terrible at it, and that's like 90% of the fun. Is that I'm so bad at it that like it just becomes that's the joke.
Don't worry,
so
we will
is
match
either
energies.
incredibly serious or incredibly funny. I just died the whole time because like the first person I did it with was Hollow, and he was so good. He was so good, and I was sitting there just like trying to do like accents and stuff. Yeah, he actually created 2 of his own series. The the drunk Neko and the yandere werewolf, both of them came from the improv prompts I had given him using a random generator, and those videos are so good. He was like, yeah.
What?
He's like, I want to touch your face. It was a little like drunk Neko. It was so cute. We did a little snippet of that on our little call that we had recorded that with on our collab there.
Ours.
No, he doesn't. Ours is just trying to figure out like, what am I dealing with? Hollow does not stink. Yes, Hollow is I mean, ours is calling back to the nice little you know, the getting some drinks, the getting of the drinks and the hangout that I had with my dear friend. But indeed. So I don't know. Are you gonna crack open that random generator, or
Yeah.
am I gonna pull my link up as well?
Yeah, I think we could maybe just both pull it up and.
So can I just refresh the page? And it'll redo one.
Yeah. Every time you refresh it, it'll give you a new one. But yeah. So we're not gonna go like too hard on, like, if we both talked about this a little bit. We're both you know, some of the prompts and stuff that it comes up with are a little wild. So we're just gonna
Yeah. I'm scared.
we're gonna go with anything that seems like feasible. But we'll do a little some.
And if something seems terrible, like just
Yeah.
do like a sentence of it and then move on. Like,
Yeah.
that's my advice.
We'll do some fun little improv role plays, and you know, it might
Ours,
be.
I'm not gonna tell the story. No, sorry.
It might be fun, might be silly, might be horrible. We'll see how it turns out.
Find out.
But
We'll
either
find out.
either way, I hope you all enjoy. Yeah, Barney,
Okay.
prepare for cringe, maybe? Question mark.
I'm just gonna
So let's-
the biggest old cringy whingy on this. Okay. Who wants to chat? Who's going first?
Let's
We're asking
take an informal vote. Or am I going first, or is Liu going first? What do you guys think?
Let's see.
Oh, I've already seen like 3 people say Salem. 4. Barney said me. You are all right, Barney. You're up.
Oh no, I can't see.
All right.
Chat is even.
I'm seeing a few Lius, but I think
Let's see you, Salem.
I think I'm on the chopping block.
Salem's on the chopping block. Okay, Salem, what is your first prompt?
Okay, so let's find out. And actually, I just realized I don't think it refreshes every time you put the name in. So you'll just have, but every time you type like a different, just like do like A, B, C, D, you know, each time it should. Figuring out logistics on stream. Yes.
Let's go.
Okay. If I can actually get my Chrome back open. Oh god.
Hey, peace out, Aaron.
Hey.
See you around.
Oh.
I'm nervous.
I was looking to see the chat. Oh yeah, Aaron. Bye. Thank you for stopping by. I got a Dere knight who asks you out. God.
Go.
Okay. You gotta give me. I'm not as on the spot as it's not my forte. So I gotta take a second to think this over and. Okay, let's see what we got. Ours already said I want that roleplay. Well, maybe you won't by the time this is over. Okay, so a dairy knight who asked you out. Let's okay. So I'm just taking a second to think and figure my prompt, my idea. Improv is rough. Ah, my lord. I'm so glad to see you've made it back safely. The trip was rough, but I hope you know I would do anything to keep you safe. I've dedicated my life to that. I've dedicated my life to you. Seeing you back home, back in your castle, back where you belong. It really is a relief. It always worries me. Your travels from one land to the next. I can't help but worry. After all, being the one tasked to keep you safe. It's a duty I hold dear. But I wouldn't have anybody else do it. It's a responsibility I enjoy, and if you'd allow me to be so bold, our trip back, I couldn't help but keep thinking about the way I want to protect you. The way I want to keep you safe. I think sometimes it feels different than the way other knights think. It feels personal. I want to care for you. I want to take care of you. So please, will you allow that? All right, I think that's all I got. I think that's
10 out of 10.
Mine.
That was great.
I blanked.
No, that's fine. That's literally what happens. At the end of these, you just blank. That is how it feels.
All right.
That was really good. Congratulations. That was really good. 10 out of 10. Chat definitely agrees.
Thank you, Liu. I hope chat enjoyed.
Yes, you've done better justice to my idea than I ever could.
Improv is not my specialty, but we'll give it our best shots.
Improv is if that isn't your specialty, then God, improv is like the bane of my existence.
Okay, to be fair, the first prompt I got was Dere Dere, and that's like my bread and butter type of character. So
That's fair.
now, because just so you all know, like there are other like Yandere and Tsundere character types like in this generator. So if I get one of those, then I'm
See, there was
I
the
am
time
done
that
for it.
I tried to do like 2 yanderes fight over you.
Oh
and I was
gosh, I
doing
remember
this whole
that.
thing, and then he was just like, "Hey, does this smell like chloroform?" And I was like, "What?"
I remember he went straight for it.
I know.
Oh.
Okay,
All right, let's
I'm gonna get diagnosed with a plot with the video. Ready? Okay. A drunk werewolf asks you out.
oh god, another ask you out.
Frick.
All right, I'm like me pumped for this. Werewolves are my favorite type of
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take a second to
yeah, go for it.
think of some stuff.
Barney, that's kind of gay, bro. Drunk Neko's distant cousin.
Like the combination of Hollows 2 videos. Pass me a drink. Make it quick. What are you looking at, huh? What, a little intimidated? I mean, I'd be scared if, somebody my size walked in on me when I wasn't, like this. So, what brings you here, human? Work, stress, come on. It's all the same. What, want a big guy like me to get you a drink? 'Cause that was already on my mind. But first, let me down this here. I'm tired. Feels good. It's been a long day, Trying to make ends meet around here is a little bit tough when they like to chase after you with wooden spikes and, I'm the biggest fan of werewolves in this part of the kingdom. Nah, I don't have my name on too many lists. I'm good at running away. There was this one time where I had to fight these 3 guys. They had like burning stakes. It was crazy. We were down in the sewer. I don't even know how they found me. I wasn't even in my wolf form yet. Kind of badass, wasn't it? What? You ever get chased around with wooden stakes that are on fire? Bet you haven't. What's that look for, huh? Do I come off as adventurous? Cute. That's what you are. Come on. Bet you haven't seen too much. Ugh! God. Hey, watch where you're... Are you okay? Yeah. I mean, I'm okay. I just... Look, whatever was in this thing was, really strong, and it's, is it this? Is this thing that's making me think you look really cute? Is it just the drink? Or was I not seeing clearly earlier? Huh? Damn, maybe I have to drink more. This is funny. I usually don't, think about things like, asking pretty humans out at a bar or anything like that. Kind of dumb of me. Come on. You look like you live a nice, cushy life. Wouldn't want to get tangled up with somebody like me, now, would you? Yeah. Looking for something interesting? Hey, barkeep. Get this one another drink. I think I like them. Okay, I'm out. I'm out. I'm an idiot.
I'm always a simp for werewolves. I loved that.
There we go. Enter harmonica noises.
Harmonica noises. I think somebody like had literally said like, and now Salem is simping for Liu or something like that earlier, and I was like, "Yep, you're not wrong."
I literally closed my eyes throughout all of that, so I have no idea what the chat was saying. But I'm glad you all appreciated. Okay.
All right. I'm actually gonna let you hold the chat over real quick if you don't mind. I just need to go grab a little bit more tea.
This is very tiring, so I completely understand. Get that good old the leaf water.
The leaf water, the swamp juice.
Swamp juice.
I will be right back.
The space scoop has come to take us over again. You know, there's a fine line between simping, I find, and like being a fan. Like you can definitely be a fan without simping. I think like I consider simping being like the kind of like notice me senpai kind of behavior. Which I'm like we're like it's tough. It's really tough. And I definitely have been there where I've been like, you know, really wanting to get up and close and be like, hey, I like your stuff. I like your stuff. I like your stuff. It's just hard to get to everybody sometimes. And like it should be I mean, I'm so grateful for that in a sense. The fact that you know, so many people have, you know, said the stuff that I do is worthwhile, and you know, they appreciate it. And that means a lot to me. Every time I see it, I don't ever get I sometimes get annoyed, but I'm usually I love it so much. I'm so glad that I've gotten the response and feedback I have. I think everybody is who makes this kind of stuff. Because if you really think about it, it's very niche. Not too many people listen to this. Not too many people find this to be, you know, their cup of leaf water, as I'll put it. And so it's very cool to have a community where I can actually recognize some faces and be like, hey, welcome back. I've seen you around. And I'm glad that you're back to you know, enjoy more. That's kind of what my life feels like though sometimes, because if you think about it, my you know, that's how I feel if someone actually in me walking around would find out that I did like an 8-part like Neko boyfriend series. I'm pretty sure I'd get some at like kindest probably some interesting looks and like concerned questions. But like yeah, walks into a Neko cafe and sees your best friend is a Neko, and you're like, what the heck? Has the Salem returned? I heard him for a second. Oh boy, where is he?
Okay. Yeah. Just let you know real quick. I made a mess. I spilled some tea, like literally. So
no!
It will be literally just like a moment longer.
I heard you like make some like very disappointed sound, and I was like, "Oh God, is he alive?"
That was me at myself. I like sat down, turned my mic back on, and then just ruined everything. I will be right back.
I'll hold the chat. Don't worry.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully you didn't burn yourself.
No. It's not like super hot or anything anymore. So, but
Okay, good.
Be right back.
Yes, thank you, Ars. Salem just spilled the tea. I don't know. I usually am very bad at getting people to do what I say. I'm just like, please stop. You know. Catboy contest. Everybody sit down and vibe. This is a command. See, I've like resigned myself from Catboys because I had like I did that whole entire series, and everybody everyone was like constantly pressuring me for like more episodes, and so I just like made the last episode incredibly sad and depressing so that no one would ever ask me for Catboys ever again. So I don't know if I feel bad about that or not, but it made sense in the story, so no one can blame me for it. You'll just have to deal with it. Yes, Ars, please just gut punch people for me.
Right. Tea is cleaned up.
Tea
Unspilled.
is clean. Unspilled. Bold of you to assume I'm not the government. What is going on? At first they say that they're more well behaved when I'm just here, and then they try to overthrow the government.
Lucidol, Catboys and Bunny Boys indeed are very nice.
I've never done a bunny boy. Never really been my thing, actually.
See, I want to do a.
Try it someday.
I 100% want to do a bunny boy. I just haven't had any like good ideas for it yet.
I'm just gonna say, bunny boy is slight connotation that I don't really do too much. So like, I'd have to make it clever, I think.
Yeah, I think that's my.
I feel like it's very tropey in some senses. So,
I know I try to avoid doing tropey stuff for the most part, but sometimes I'm just like, look, it's a real cute trope. I can't help myself.
I can't help myself. Yeah.
Who knows? Depending on these randomizers, I can't remember. I don't think Bunny Boy was one of them, but I'll have to maybe add that for next time. Okay, so looks like it's my turn. So
Looks like it's your turn.
all right, let's get the randomizer back up.
Or that requires way too much world building. I cannot.
What? Oh, what did he say? What did?
Tsundere Hunter Bunny Boy captures bear. Sounds vaguely familiar. I wonder. Big
Bunny Boy Cafe sounds cute too. Bunny Boy begs you for carrots.
Please, can I have carrots? The end.
Okay, so we got an uptight prince who comforts you. All right.
You're getting all the royalty.
Yeah. I think this actually probably suits my real life comforting persona better.
Yeah.
I'm not great at it. My friends have a whole thing for me. They call my awkward back pat. It's
awkward back pat.
My signature
awkward
move.
Pat. Pat.
All right. Also, sorry, I have to answer this question real quick. Favorite Arcana character, Anachronism asked. I don't know if Liu plays the Arcana, but I absolutely simp for Azra. 100%. Love that boy.
I've seen these. I have not played, but I've seen these the designs around. They're very cool looking.
Yeah, they're very.
If I'd have to pick, Muriel.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I was about to say. Was Muriel is like very close second. I love Muriel so much. my big gentle mountain man.
He's got the spiky. Okay.
Yeah.
Sir.
Thank you. Also, ours. Look, if you simp Lucio, you're asking for it. That's all I have to say on that. I respect your choice. I'm glad you have a character you love. But if you simp Lucio, you know what's coming. Okay, now back to scheduled programming. Sorry, I have goldfish brain for the Arcana. Okay, so uptight prince who comforts you. Should it just be me comforting the knight that I just did? Okay. Let's see. Let me get an idea for this. What am I comforting from? Hello? Hello? Is that you making those noises? Crying? Oh dear. Come here. Yes, I'm sure. Come here. Oh, I thought I heard somebody up. Well, your room isn't that far down the hall from me when you're crying like that. No. I was already awake. Don't worry. What's the saying? The weight of the crown weighs heavy. I don't know many royals who do sleep well. Well, you don't have to tell me what's wrong, and to tell you the truth, I'm not sure I could offer much advice, even if you did. But you're free to keep me company for the night if you'd like. At the very least, I suppose I can do that. Is there anything I can do for you? Call a meal for you? Anything like, okay, we're hugging, that's new. Here, there, you're okay. I'm here for you. You're no trouble. If you insist on it, just lean up against me. I'll help you try and get back to sleep. We'll get you some rest, and have you sorted in the morning. All right, that's all I got.
That was adorable. He was like, hug!
Me just channeling my own reaction to hugging. All right,
Exactly.
Let's catch up on chat. Arcana chat still going on. Let's see. Somebody said
Everyone be gay for us, lol.
Somebody said they use dude as a gender neutral term, and I'm from California, so 100%, absolutely. Dude and bro are gender neutral in California.
Definitely.
Oh my god, Leo, I just saw your message. Why are you making those human baby distress noises?
I don't know.
And there's a book series I read too that has this really like uptight kind of awkward prince too that I was just like channeling that whole time. I just couldn't help but think of anything but him. Broski also. I don't really use broski much myself, but valid. You're valid.
I do not either.
Ours, Salem is Cusco. No touchy. Barney said he uses mate for everyone. Is that mate seems like the is that the English bro? That's the across the pond equivalent. Bye, Skosh. Thank you for coming. All right, so. All right.
Suppose it is again my turn.
Yeah, your turn. Maybe one more round back and forth after this. We'll do. All right.
I've been typing a ton in, and they're all not making sense. So
I'm
gonna take a second to find a good one.
No problem.
Also, there's some I'm just like I won't be able to do that.
No, yeah.
Be able to do that.
Yeah, pick something that you feel you can do well and everything. And no shame in refreshing the generator.
I've done it like 10 times. Ooh, I like this one.
Oh.
This is gonna be this could either go really great or really bad.
I'm nervous yet excited.
Okay, it is Flirty Demon is your new roommate.
Oh my god. I just want you to know that's my dream prompt for something to listen to. So I'm rubbing my little.
That means I'm definitely gonna have to do a real one after this because I'll totally do that.
I'm rubbing my little gremlin raccoon hands together. Oh, I just saw Mars is in the chat too.
Yeah,
Hello, Mars.
Marzi just popped in. Hey, Marzi. You're about to hear me fail. I'm not excited. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can do a good one on this one. So I'm just going to meditate.
Yeah, take your time. I'll keep up with chat while you do that. You just let me know when you're ready.
Yep.
Barney, I think this is the second time you've called me out for hearing me cover my mouth. I think there was another stream where you had called me out too. It's my go-to surprise reaction. Mars says they came to hear Luxian accents. You can hear me do my little my impression of Connix was what was it? Konix flaps his wings. Something.
It's so cute.
There's,
It's so cute.
something else
It's
too.
so good when you do it. When you do it like that. Seriously, I think you can work on it just a little bit more.
Thank you. And Konix hears a sound with his ears.
Yes, exactly.
That's,
Comics hears the sound with his ears. Get back to doing this again.
Too many sounds.
Too many sounds.
Too
There's
many
sounds.
people.
That is called sensory overload.
Too many crazy people. That is this. Yeah. See, as
Exactly.
soon as I try and veer off, it starts declining rapidly.
Okay, just a few more minutes. I think I have an idea.
Yeah. No worries. Bring the bird boys. Yeah, we definitely will have to do some Lux ASMR. Bye Adina, thank you for coming. Nah. I'm trying to think of other things I could say in the Luxian accent, but I'm so bad at it on my own without Liu's guiding hand showing me how to pronounce every little word. So I just
Yep.
repeat. I just repeat those two sentences on repeat. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay, I think I.
Yeah.
Shoot, I almost did the accent again. I think I
Oh my gosh.
I think I have some semblance of an idea of what I'm going to do for this one. So I tried to plan out some stuff, but you know what? At this point, I'm just gonna go for it.
All right. It's all yours.
Anyone in there? Hey. Hi. Yeah, I'm supposed to be moving into this room. You're yeah. Nice to meet you. Well, let's see. Do you think you could help me with these boxes? They're a little heavy. I mean, nothing I couldn't handle by myself, but I was thinking maybe, you know, get you out of your room a little bit. What do you think about that? Nice. Well, girl, there we go. What do you mean, what do you think are in these? You know, stuff for rituals, you know, summoning familiars, you know, the normal stuff I do. Look, you were the one that said you were fine with anybody on your roommate request form, so I'm not. You're gonna have to deal with it. I have a lot of cursed artifacts that I keep with me. They're important. Not like you would understand. What? I can always teach you to understand a little bit better. I mean, I'm sure you're down for new experiences, signing up for any when it comes to your, you know, when it comes to your, everything. So maybe if you, just open your mind a little bit more, you'd be used to it. Yeah, well, I think a nice little human like you could maybe help me sort my inventory a bit. What, are you a little bit afraid of touching everything that I own? Well, it's not like it's dirty or anything. I just brought it straight from hell. Yeah, right from the lowest level. Look, if I'm gonna get my education, I could either go to the Satanic Academy down there, or do something that has a little bit less bias towards, you know, demonic history. You know, I'm one for I'm one for understanding both sides of history. But please, if you have any, you don't happen to have any religious imagery, because that would be, I would have to honestly request a room change. I couldn't deal with that. But you don't, right? Okay, good. I think you and I will be getting along then, won't we? Well then, I think I'll be making myself at home. Thanks for your help. Ta-da.
The boy.
Boy,
The boy.
I tried. I couldn't quite get the flirty aspect down. He was more just like
It's okay.
he was just vibing.
We stan any demon boys.
We do stand the demon boys.
All right, let's hop back over to chat real quick.
Oh. Whoa, Marzi.
Oh my God, Mars! You didn't have to do that. Thank you, though. I'm sorry, my voice shoots up uncontrollably. Oh, in shock and surprise. I have to be conscious of the fact that I'm using very sensitive microphones. But thank you so much, Mars.
Thank you.
And Hollow's here.
Hollow has popped in.
Hello, Hollow. Hollow says, Hollow and R say, Bird Boys are we riot. We were actually, I don't know if you hopped in beforehand or not, but I was I was just doing my little 2 sentences in the accent, and then
Yep.
and Connix over here almost accidentally slipped into his accent as well.
I know, right? Shall we explain a little bit about our characters?
Yeah,
because I think we've just been talking about this like strange accent.
Yeah.
Oh, and Hollow's here to answer questions. Too.
our wonderful DM who did not kill my character yesterday, thankfully.
Yeah, thank God. Space German.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I'm going to describe, it was something that I had come up with because I was thinking we wanted to create this race of like these space harpies. They kind of like bird human hybrids that are like this alien race that is a pretty powerful race in the galaxy, in the universe that we're playing in. And so they I was trying to figure out, because I have a few accents that I am relatively good at, and so I'm relatively good at like a kind of something like a Slavic, like a Slavic, like Russian kind of sounding. I'm also pretty good at a like a French one as well. But I wanted something that sounded a little bit different. So I asked a friend. A little bit, and I kind of based it off of a kind of a German accent a little bit. I always say it's like a German accent combined with a Swedish accent, spoken like you're from Finland. It kind of has a combination of those. So I kind of took the Finnish cadence, very bouncy kind of sounding, and sort of ending things with like sounding like they're a little bit questioning in a sense, and so. I don't know. What's a good sentence to kind of to do with this? I could just like speak normally. I'm gonna read the chat. I'm gonna read the chat.
Yeah.
The accent.
If there's anything you guys want to hear us,
everything that after Hollow said, "Give us conics," I shall read. I'll read the longer. If you type like longer sentences, I will.
Oh,
I have to say it.
Mars.
It is hooty tooty point and shooty. Oh, and okay. What else? I'm just, at this point. I've just who the heck put the muffins in my freezer? Now I have to know. But what else? Good afternoon, fellow kids. Cowboys will be cowboys. Monsieur, you look decent. A chicken macaroni chilling with my homies. Yes, of course, the hooty tooty point and shooty. That is one thing I said one time before I was about to take out an enemy. I went there and I was like, I'm going to use my hooty tooty point and shooty and obliterate you. So here's a little story about how my life was turned straight upside down. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I love Conic saying all of these. This is so great.
This is a Catherine, you are correct in all things. Catherine, get out of my head, stupid.
Yeah, see, I leave the accent to Liu because as I've mentioned to him before, I've tried it before and it just sounds like bad Scottish. I am nothing but a mockingbird. I can my bird boy is a mockingbird.
Who put the jeans in the freezer again? Who put the jeans in the freezer again? This is stupid. I mean, it's just I'm basically using the German phonology, so like a lot of the sounds are very similar to German, but I kind of do. People who speak German have told me that this accent sounds like German is like my second language and English is my third language, and my first language is other language. So that is similar to what I was trying to do with this.
There was somebody that said, can you say one of the lines that more of a cat person said in Conix's accent? I just feel like this really just where they said, "Can I eat rocks, or is that not a good idea?"
Can I eat rocks, or is that not a good idea?
That's just some Conix energy right there.
And then Sterling energy is the what are these rocks in my legs? Those are bones. Every day I learn more.
He's just
how are we supposed to bully Brew? Because Brew is so nice. Brew never did anything wrong. If you didn't know that is Aries' character. Brew is amazing. Yeah, Brew is the best. Anyway, this is the accent that I spend about 3 hours every weekend screaming with because it's what I decided to do. So, but yeah, so that's that accent. That one's fun. For me also, I have a kind of passable French accent, which I can do sometimes. It does come off a little bit like the candlestick from Be My Guest and Beauty and the Beast. A lot of people have told me that. I have only done this in one video series. I'm going to continue to do it with that character, which is my assassin character. My favorite line in that was when I was like, "Stop beating around the bush, and I am not a murderer." Which that R sound is very fun to do because it does not really sound like the American or the British R, which is like a R sound, but this is more of a back of the mouth sound. It sounds like this. We back it. Hi, I'm Jared. I'm 19 and I never learned how to read.
I am so jealous of your accent ability. I need to practice more. I need to get some. Need to level up on that.
Of course, if I'm going to do more, many people tell me Russian is. I'm still working on it a little bit, but for me, this one, the examples I used for the first time to get this one was when somebody told me to say, "This traffic is unbelievable. I cannot believe it. I've been sitting here for 15 minutes." And so after that, I just kind of add the letter Y into everything you say, and you get a sort of Russian in a sense. So that one I've been also working on my Portuguese, because in Portuguese accent, they do a lot of the nasal consonants where they say like in instead of in. So that's still one I'm working on.
See anybody that was here for, I think it was my last stream, knows why I'm so impressed by this, because I can't. Anybody who heard my just garbage attempt at a New York accent knows I can't even do accents from my own country.
I mean, I have a lot of trouble.
So you just
accents that are like native.
You just going international with those accents is very impressive.
This little Russian lady, here, have some beads. I remember back on a stream with Hollow, we tried to switch accents. And I think the feedback I got was that I sounded like I was from I sounded like I was somewhat from England, but just he couldn't quite tell where. And so I'm always really worried to do that accent because I feel like somebody who's from England is gonna be like, "You're not from here, stupid."
Just
Vaguely, you're wrong.
vaguely English.
I have to do my John Mulaney voice, like, "You're stupid. Go home. I don't need to talk to you." Minushka, do you have comment?
Oh my god, Texan Salem. I promise you guys, I am not good at accents. Like, it's not. This is not. These are not good ideas. Like, they're good ideas. They're just not good ideas for me to do.
I feel like there's the stereotypical accent too, and then the real accent as well. So, like for something like Italian, specifically, if I were to do Italian, it would not really sound like this if somebody were to really speak the language in English. But if I overpronounce everything, I'm able to do more of the inflection.
Maybe I can take a stab at the Texan thing. Maybe let's.
Oh
Jesus
Mars
Christ.
will kill you, and
No.
you will get angry DMs. Even I don't attempt.
Yeah, because if I were to attempt it, it would just sound.
Nice spaghetti.
It would sound so stereotypical. Like, I don't know if I've even heard that much like Texan accent in my life. Like, I know what I've heard the stereotypical, pretend one, but
Ari, I'm gonna try Australian.
Oh God! All right, good luck.
Okay, let me see if I can get it. Soy. It's like soy. If I were to try Australian, this is about as close as I could get. I feel like it's not that great. That was so not correct. That was so wrong. That was so wrong. All I can say is yes and no. Yes and no. Those are the only things I can say. I can say good, better, and best. So the three things I can say. I know it sounds very Kiwi. Sounds very Kiwi. I can't quite get the can't quite get the Australian down. I can work on it. Yes, it's yes and no.
I'm oh God! See, I was like right about to go for the Texas thing, and then I saw Mars' message of "I will judge you in Texan."
Yeah.
Yeah. See, somebody mentioned the Irish accent I did in a video, and I had to spend like 4 days like working on that. Like, I was literally like watching videos of like how to do Irish accents and listening to people do Irish. Like, that took research.
Ours, your accent is, I think it's pretty calm. I don't think it's harsh at all.
Yeah, I actually think your accent almost sounds like it has more of like a lilt to it, I guess. Almost I'm not very good at distinguishing like differences between like accents, but your accent almost sounds like it's kind of I don't want to say this like with a bad connotation, but almost like a lazy English accent is kind of what it sounds like to me.
I'm trying to think. The voice that always comes up. Let's see if I can remember. Ars, did you ever watch the show Kipper? The show Kipper, as when you were a kid. Waiting for the response. Oh, you didn't? Okay. For me, you always sounded like the character Jake Jake from Kipper. I highly suggest you look up Jake from Kipper.
Yeah, I'm looking that up later to see that. But
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, did you find a clip?
Oh no, I just
Oh
popped.
no, I think ours might have.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, even like when I hear like, and I have no idea how like close your like areas are in England or anything, but like when I generally hear like ours is accent versus like other people's, I don't know, it just sounds lazier wasn't the right word. It's just like more nonchalant, I guess, is like it doesn't like hit like consonant sounds or anything as
I'm sorry,
ours. Me trying to make it better, and it's
it's
not
wrong.
making it better.
I know it's not wrong. I mean, it was just kind of the it was kind of like it's just an accent. I mean,
it's soft.
It has
You're
like
soft.
it's soft. It's soft and relaxing, I think.
You're a soft boy, ours. All right, so I think before I'm not sure when people are gonna start getting home, so let's I'm gonna go ahead and do one more generated role play. We'll give one more.
I'm probably not gonna do another one because I'm incredibly tired.
Yeah, no worries.
That's okay.
I figure maybe
but yeah,
maybe
we'll end off with one.
Yeah, because I got one that I
Hey, we have a donation.
Ah, Hololight, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Thank you. And I'm glad you enjoy the streams. And also, yes, very much shout out to Woonie because they are fantastic. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do one more just because I got a prompt that was I can't not do it because the last two were kind of in my comfort zone, and this one is like so not, but it's also. Oh, I have an alarm going off. Whoops. Alrighty. But yeah, I got one that was very much outside of my comfort zone, the character type, and I think I have to do at least one that's out there. I got a we're gonna be roommates now. Because I got a yandere werewolf who is your new roommate.
Roommate time.
Roommate time. Let's see. Jesus Christ. I've never done a yandere, and I'm like jumping off the deep end doing it as improv. So you'll all have to excuse me for my terrible, awful yandere. It's probably going to be like super basic, stereotypical, because I don't even watch yandere videos. So this is like straight up a guess of what a yandere would be like. This ASMR frat house do be wild and though. Okay, let me come up with an idea. Let's get something going. Let's smack two brain cells together.
Smack.
All right, I think I got it. Let's give this a shot. Here goes nothing. Hello. So, you're the new roommate, huh? Ah. Here, let me just set some of my things aside here for you. You sure are a pretty thing. Oh, and you smell quite pretty too. I think we'll get along well. My other things? No. I'll bring that in later. Nothing to worry about right now. I'm more concerned with getting to know my cute new little roommate. Oh gosh. Okay, that's all I got. I don't know where to go with Yandere.
Yandere is not my genre whatsoever.
Yeah,
I completely understand.
I do the sweet boys.
I just do the emotionally damaged boys.
I went that and just that was like literally as low as I could go. So it's for all of you to know how abysmal my range is. Yeah, I think maybe if I sat down and plotted that out a little more, I might be able to get something out of it. Who knows? Maybe we'll see a full length or something, but no promises.
Yep.
I think there is actually a couple Yandere videos I've watched, but it's mostly like creators that I already like know and trust that are going to do them like well, like in a certain way that it's not just gonna like go dark.
Yep.
But all right, maybe did you want to do that last little activity we talked about? Or do you want to save that for maybe later, or how are you feeling?
How about we say that for later? I think we've come to a pretty good point.
I think that's a good idea. All right, well then we'll save something for a later stream.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you everybody for coming, and thanks for letting me on, Salem.
Yeah,
I'd love to bring my space scoop,
of course,
along with me wherever I go.
Happy to have your space scoop here.
Exactly.
It is right about 5, so I think I'll probably stick around for the last couple minutes just to respond to any last minute messages, and then so we'll probably about 3 more minutes if that's good for you, Leo.
Yep, sounds good.
All right.
Any last final questions, anybody?
Kirby said, I went from soft boy to I'll steal your kneecaps in 5 seconds flat.
Your kneecaps. Hand them over.
Start my collection. But thank you.
Oh, kneecap collection.
It really was. This was a lot of fun having you here. It was nice doing something that was a little more interactive, because with doing streams on your own, sometimes it can feel a little bit like you're talking at people.
Salem, we got a donation.
Moonlit, thank you so much.
Too sweet. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I saw one that said, "When are we collabing?" Ours asked. Are we doing a Bird Boy collab at some point?
I think
let's see how the D&D goes.
Yeah.
And we have anything cool to jump off of, but it's on the back of my mind.
Yeah, I'm very much open to Bird Boy collab. Although I think for
Yeah.
that I might have to learn the accent, but we'll see. We'll
We'll write the script phonetically.
we'll just write it out, and you'll have to translate all of it because I'm a literal bird brain with no accent capabilities. You type it all in.
Fine, Ari, I'll give you my.
Nah. But let's see. Any other questions? Ooh, this is a fun one. What's one audio you've been thinking about doing recently? I think this will be maybe our last question because that's a good one.
What are you doing? What is your plan, Salem?
I have actually a kind of a Patreon request video that this person I was talking to on Patreon was nice enough to let me upload it to my channel, and it's a return for the one of my very first videos was the apothecary vampire, and so he is going to be making a return, and there may be some little hints and references to another certain vampire that has been on my channel. There is vampires in the works. So that should be coming sometime this month, I'm hoping. But so that's what I've got planned. What about anything you've got on the back burner?
Oh yeah, I've got a whole lineup of stuff that I'm working on recording. I know the one that you said you're most excited for is just a very quick little one shot, which is buying some pastries from your friendly neighborhood bake sale boy.
So
which I've been
cute.
working on. I'm trying to do a centaur one because I haven't heard a good centaur one yet.
Ooh, I've thought about doing a centaur for a while, but I feel you. It's kind of they're hard to come up with ideas for.
We have another donation.
Ah, Barney, thank you.
This is crazy.
You also are a proper lad, Barney.
Proper lads. But yeah, sounds fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this bake sale boy. It sounds like such a cute idea.
I have to do him justice for you then.
I'm gonna be posting that out in all my promo channel on Discord and Twitter and all that. Bet just about the new best boy in town.
New best boy in town. Okay, well I am going to go stuff my face with food as I'm very hungry.
Yeah. It's 5, so we're gonna call it here, guys. It's been nearly 3 hours, so
It's been a good time.
Yeah, thank you all so much for coming, and thank you so much, Liu, for coming and hanging out. This was a very fun stream, and I am definitely hoping to do this again and looking forward to it if you are game for it.
Oh, I am very down. I'm very down. I was very glad to be here. So glad everyone had a good time.
Yeah, I hope all of you enjoyed. Thank you so much for stopping by. And
Yes.
unless you have anything else to say, Liu, I think we are good.
Liu out. Liu crossfades out of existence.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for coming, and it was fun having you here. Bye-bye.